Hello everyone, so today I am here with a new topic, that is the chain rule, and I have divided this tutorial into many parts. Okay, so before I start, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get the notification, and I can assure that if you follow my method you can solve any chain rule in not more than 5 seconds. Okay, so let's start with the chain rule. Okay, so before I start I want to revise what was the product rule. Okay, so we were discussing the product rule last time, and we can see that if there is a function and in that function there is a two function which is getting multiplied and you want to differentiate that, so what you can do, you have to assign one of them as u and one of them as b. Doesn't matter which one you are assigning, u or v. Okay, it's up to you. Now after assigning u, you have to differentiate the u, that is u dash, and after assigning v you have to differentiate v, which is v dash. Okay, now this part is done. Now what you have to do, you can do the cross multiplication like this, or you can say like this or that, doesn't matter. Okay, so after doing the cross multiplication, one of them you have to write here and another you have to write here, and you have to add them. That is your differentiation by product rule. So from here I have differentiated it, that is dy by dx is equal to this plus this. Okay, so which is very easy. You can do the cross multiplication and you can write anyone first, anyone second. It doesn't matter in the product rule. Why it matter in the quotient rule? Okay, so if you have a question for the quotient rule, like you have to see that whether it is the two functions are in division or not. If two functions are in division, you have to assign one of them as u, and always the numerator will be u and the denominator will be v. So I have given u, and then I'm finding the differentiation of that v, and I'm finding differentiation of that. Okay, so this part is as similar to the product rule, but what is different here, you have to see that you have to start multiplication from here to here. That's what I've written here, 2x minus sine 2 minus sine x multiplied by 0. That is necessary condition. You can't do first multiplication from here to here. Okay, always do multiplication of v and u dash. Okay, then take away the multiplication of u and v dash. Okay, and then whole thing will be divided by v square, which is 2 minus x square, and that is your differentiation by the quotient rule. So it's so simple. So you have to just follow some procedure and you will get the answer, and you don't have to remember any formula. So just try to remember that in product rule you can assign anyone v and anyone u, but in the quotient rule you have to follow this procedure. The first numerator will be your u and the denominator will be your v, and then you have to see that you have to start multiplying from v to u dash. That is necessary condition for the quotient rule. Okay, but in the product rule it was not necessary. You can do anyone and you can add them. Okay, but that is the cross multiplication. So we start from here to here and take away this multiplication. Okay, and divided by v square. So hope you understand the product rule and the quotient rule. Now we are jumping into the chain rule. Okay, so first we have to understand why we are doing chain rule. Okay, so suppose you know the differentiation of sine x, but sine x is a function, and in sine x if I give you another function, what you will do then? You can't write the differentiation of this is cos x square plus 1. That is wrong. Okay, because that formula was only for sine x. The formula was not for sine x square plus 1. Okay, we'll come to that point. Okay, just I'm trying to realize you that why we are doing the chain rule. Suppose if you have a question like this, oh, you can say that okay, I will multiply both of them together. Okay, and then I will simplify x square plus 2x plus 1, and I can write the differentiation of that will be 2x plus 2 plus 0. That's okay, you can do that, but the power was 2, that's why you were able to multiply 2 times. But what will happen if the power is 5 or 10? okay, then it's become a difficult question if you try to multiply this. Okay, so there we have to use chain rule. So hope you understand, when the question becomes more difficult, the chain rule is applied. Okay, so, and there is a formula for chain rule, and if you have y is equal to u to the power n dy by dx, that is equal to nu to the power n minus 1 du over dx. I know that this is a crazy for you, so we will not follow this formula. We will go to a shortcut rule which will solve almost 100% of your problem. Okay, but before I starting the chain rule, I will try to say that we have to remember some of the other differentiation, like differentiation of e to the power x is your e to the power x, you can remember it, and differentiation of ln x or log e to the power x is 1 over x. So these two things you can add, because you know the differentiation of sine x is cos x is minus sine x, so you can also remember differentiation of e to the power x is just e to the power x. There is no change here. Okay, and differentiation of the ln x is 1 over x. Okay, now so let's start our chain rule. Okay, so now you know the differentiation of sine x is cos x, that is clear. Cos x is minus sine x, that is also clear. E to the power x, just e to the power x. Ln x is 1 over x, and x to the power n is n x to the power n minus 1. So hope you understand this one. But what I am going to say, that if something is given sine bracket, okay, I will say sine bracket, and just remember the differentiation of that will be cos bracket. Okay, I'm not saying x, there is a reason why I'm saying bracket. Okay, so I will discuss about that later. So cos bracket will be equal to sine minus sine bracket. Okay, e to the power bracket is equal to differentiation of e to the power bracket is e to the power bracket. Ln bracket is differentiation of that ln bracket is 1 over bracket. Okay, and x to bracket to the power n will be n bracket power n minus 1. Right now you can ask me why I'm saying bracket, why I'm not saying x. Okay, but when we will use the chain rule, your question become easy. So just try to remember that we are talking about sine bracket, cross bracket. Okay, now let's move to the questions. This is the question. So you cannot use here product rule. First of all, you can't use quotient rule, and you can't use the formula for x to the power n directly. Okay, so but I can say that bracket to the power 5. Okay, I can use this one, bracket to the power n is equal to n bracket n minus 1. It's same formula, x to the power n is n x to the power n minus 1, but there is a one thing. Okay, so I will write differentiation of that will be 5 bracket to the power 4, and whatever inside the bracket doesn't change. So this is your first step. Okay, so what we have done, we have taken bracket to the power 5, and differentiation of that is just same as x to the power n. So 5 bracket to the power 4, and there is additional things multiplied by the differentiation of the bracket. So what is the differentiation of bracket? It is 2x plus 0. That is the chain rule. Okay, so you are in a function, you have a function. Okay, so I have written everything as a bracket to the power, and this is my simple using formula, and then multiplied by whatever inside was the bracket. I'm writing the differentiation of that, and this is your question done by chain rule. You can see that we haven't taken more than 5 seconds to solve this problem. Okay, I will explain you one more time. Okay, so it was bracket to the power 5. So bracket to the power 5 is 5 bracket to the power 4 by using the simple formula, and inside bracket doesn't change. Okay, multiplied by differentiation of whatever inside the bracket, what is the differentiation of whatever inside the bracket. So 2 2x plus 0. Differentiation of 1 is 0, differentiation of x square is 2x, and this is a constant. So this is the question we have done by chain rule. It's so simple, okay? It is not taking more than 5 seconds, but you have to follow this bracket things, okay? If something is given, sine bracket differentiation is cos bracket multiplied by differentiation of bracket. We will take question, okay? We'll take question based on this, okay? So now let's start with this question, okay? So we have already specified that if you want to differentiate anything, first you need to simplify. So I will simplify this one. This will become 4x plus 2 to the power half, okay? This is simplification, this is not differentiation, okay? Now I'm going to differentiate this. See, you can realize that this question can't be solved simply, okay? Or you can't use the product rule, even you can't use the quotient rule. So it has to be done by chain rule. So bracket to the power n. So bracket to the power n is, power is getting shifted here, bracket, and the power is getting reduced by 1. So half minus 1, and nothing's changed inside bracket. Always remember, nothing change inside bracket, multiplied by differentiation of bracket. So what is differentiation of 4x? It is only 4, and differentiation of 0 is 2 is 0. Differentiation of 2 is 0, and differentiation of 4x is 4 times differentiation of x is 1, which is 4. Now you have solved the problem, and later if you want you can simplify this, and this will be cancelled. You will get 4x plus 2 or minus half, and if you want to further simplify this, this will go in denominator. So this will become under root 4x plus 2. So this is your final answer. You can see that it's so simple, but you have to keep in the mind the bracket things, okay? Bracket to the power n is n bracket to the power n minus 1 multiplied by differentiation of bracket, okay? Now let's take this question. So again it is bracket to the power 3, so we will follow this formula. X to the power n is equal to n x to the power n minus 1. This formula, you know that, okay? So I will say, instead of saying x, I'm saying bracket to the power n is equal to n bracket n minus 1, and then we will multiply by differentiation of bracket, okay? So I will write y dash is equal to 3 bracket to the power 2, and bracket we know that it doesn't change, okay, multiplied by differentiation of bracket, okay? So this is little bit difficult because inside the bracket you can't do in one go. So I will write what is differentiation of x square over 1 plus x. So differentiation of x square is 2x, and differentiation of 1 over x. So first you need to simplify. 1 over x is x to the power minus 1. So differentiation of that will be minus 1 x to the power minus 2. So you can write differentiation of that is 2x plus minus 1 x to the power minus 2. And if you want you can simplify this, okay? So you can see that it's so simple. Just you have to think about the bracket to the power something is bracket to the power n is n bracket n minus 1 multiplied by differentiation of the bracket. This is the quality of the chain rule, okay? Now we have used this formula, x to the power n, differentiation is n x to the power n minus 1, okay? So we have, by using this one we can solve almost most of the problem from the chain rule, because we are talking about bracket to the power n is equal to n bracket n minus 1. If this thing's fixed in your mind, then you can solve any problem. I can assure you that you can solve any problem from the chain rule. The only things we have to do is multiplication of the bracket, okay? Let's talk about this one, okay? I'm putting x inside the bracket, okay, and I want to differentiate. So what I said to you is differentiation of bracket to the power n is n bracket, which is x, n minus 1, and multiplied by differentiation of bracket, and in this case it is 1. So that's why you get the same thing. You can see that it is, we have got the same thing, x to the power n. X to the power n is differentiation is nx, n minus 1 here, and here we have got the same thing using the bracket. That's why I'm saying always you have to think about the bracket, and in the last you have to multiply by differentiation of the bracket. So hope you understand this, the first part of the chain rule, and we are going to do a lot of questions based on the chain rule in the next tutorial. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please do, and hit the like button if you like this tutorial. So I will see you in the next tutorial. Then bye.